Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our, what is today? Tuesday morning trading room. Wow, how quickly I forget. All right. So yesterday, hold on here a second. Yesterday, the market relatively quiet and actually in a little bit of an uptrend until about the last hour of trading. So we were plodding along merrily, trading a little bit higher. The afternoon went into a sideways trading range. Nothing unusual about that. And then going into the close, the bottom falls out of the market in a big way. And that continued through the Asian session. Minor recovery or pullback here through the European session. And so here we are, bouncing off the overnight lows to start the morning. With a rather substantial gap above us. I think the market left off somewhere around 78.12, if I remember right near where that swing high is. So we'll see here. This is now the daily chart for the NASDAQ. And you can see we've got a little bit of a trend line intersection going on. I was watching the bid and ask spread a little bit to start because it seemed really light, but you know, it was pre-market, of course. My thought was, with the pending FOMC minutes tomorrow, what kind of day are we going to see today? But right now, looks like we got a fair amount of activity going on. Consumer confidence report looks like out at the top of the hour. And then tomorrow, the biggie. Actually, several big reports tomorrow. I don't know, is the market getting a jump? On the report? Is the report going to be bearish, or are they just trying to convince a lot of traders that the report's going to be bearish? Well, we're working a couple of signals here. We did have a first micro macro cross higher into that, trying to fill that gap. That one working out quite nicely. Trend change signal here on the Falcon. We're just producing the trend change signal now on the Raptor, the cloud crossover. Still a little early. The Bollinger is actually neutral right now. Okay, there's your second push opportunity. Let's see if we get two reversal bars. If we get two bear bars, then maybe that's one that I might consider. Okay, there we go. There's two bear bars. No, it's not looking all that bullish right now. We're actually producing a number 2 signal to short on the Raptor. All right, let's put that away. I think a pullback into the hard edge is definitely a reasonable expectation. Is the market going to try to retest the bottom end of this trading range? That's sort of what we're seeing build right now. A bit of a trading range, perhaps. If that's the case, well, we know there's going to be selling up here. There's going to be buying down here at the bottom end. Everything in between. Well, that's going to be a little bit up in the air. Well, the trend line has changed color here in the Falcon. We don't have a warning dot yet for a sell signal. Oh, the hawk actually producing a first micro macro cross lower. Given the proximity to the hard edge, I think I might wait. Okay, here now the trend change signal on the Falcon. And nice follow through on that first micro macro cross signal. Okay, we're in the hard edge. We're supposed to see a reaction when the market encounters the hard edge. And of course, we're at the median line as well. I would welcome a little bit of a pushback.
Order pending.
All right, that might be all I'm going to get for a second push opportunity. Stinkers. I'll throw a little trend line there to hold the market down. And I'm going to roll to break even now. I could roll my stop above the high of this bar right here, above that wick. But you know what? For the couple extra ticks, I'm going to push the trade.
Order filled. Order canceled.
All right, then. Let's see if we get a late filter entry signal out of this. The trend line still red, the filter green, the Bollinger Suite out of sync as well. So I don't know, we're still, respecting this sideways trading range right now. Now that trend line on the Falcon turning green, so that spoils any possibility of a late filter entry signal. We're currently in swing mode. It looks like scalp mode up and coming. That certainly does seem reasonable for a day like today. Okay, so now we're going to get the trend change signal here in the Falcon. And I'll take a look at trying that. Very often, if the market doesn't want to go lower, it will go higher. I'll get this order out of the way. And even though the signal hasn't developed yet, I can anticipate with the warning dots and the bar printing that the signal will develop somewhere near this swing high. So I'm just getting ready for it. All right, so here the signal now completing. This is your trend change signal on the Falcon. We're still struggling for direction, so we're trying to get a feel for who's going to be stronger, the buyers or the sellers. We did have a quick little move lower here, but not much follow through. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe the buyers are going to be stronger now. And I do believe we are producing a Raptor signal. Yes, we are. So we have our number one signal here on the Raptor. We have a corresponding signal here on the Eagle, your hard edge bounce, the red bar buy. And on the Hawk, a first micro macro cross. So right now, everything looking pretty favorable across the board. And we are 3/4 of the way to the profit objective. So I'm going to roll my stops now. Got tagged again. Oh, is that going to be too quick? Was I too quick on the break even? Stinkers. Well, it may well be that kind of day today, too. The market may not be ready to commit to a whole lot. They may be very content just to stay within this sideways trading range. Yeah, look at that. The little uptick, the flinch before the profit target. Now, I would have made my profit objective had I been a little bit more aggressive on the entry. So maybe I'm going to have to consider that. Maybe I'm going to have to, instead of looking for a second push or a breach of the recent high or something of that nature, I may just have to bite the bullet. A bit of a rule of three now in the Eagle. I don't know if I want to get on board with that just yet. I suppose I could put my just in case order to short below here.
Order pending.
So the rule of three, if this is an uptrend, well, we've produced one counter trend signal, two counter trend signals. Typically we have three, but we have had a test of the extreme. So this retest of this high, potentially telling me that the market no longer wants to continue higher. Therefore, offering up a shorting opportunity. Maybe. Yeah, see here on the Falcon now we have the trend change signal. As we do on the Hawk, we have another first micro macro cross. So far, we haven't wandered all that far off of 7,800. We're kind of hovering in that zone. Okay, I'm going to get my profit order ready. Actually, I'm going to use my support and resistance suite. So I have primary support down here.
Order pending.
That will be my profit target. This, by the way, the next signal that prints should be a number one signal to short. The Bollinger Suite out of sync again. So we were nicely in sync there for a little while. Now we are all out of sync. So let's
order canceled.
Scrub that for now. Put it back on the shelf. All right, here we go. We're actually making a trading range within a trading range. You know, we could. Here's plan B. We could just bracket this.
Order pending.
Bracket a move higher, bracket
order pending.
A move lower. And just see which side fills first. Look to buy the market back
order pending.
At the bottom end and the top end of the trading range.
Order pending.
And that's your trade. Because right now, there's not a whole lot else going on. My thinking is, okay, the recent trend is down, but we saw on the daily chart that there's also trend line support. The major trend is up. So even though we've had a little bit of a reset or a move lower, the bigger trend is still to the upside. But at the moment, we don't have any trend at all. Well, we'll give it a few more minutes here. If the market doesn't develop into something, then I will just pull the trade and wait for the market to break outside of the trading range, because that's really all you can do. Well, here we are, still in the back and forth, still in the trading range. Yeah, thanks, Keith. Keith reminding me, consumer confidence out at the top of the hour. No doubt the market's waiting on that. Might spark things a little bit. Very neutral here at the moment. If I had to guess, I would say lower. Only because the early move, pre-market was down, a little bit of a rally out of the open, didn't get a whole lot of traction. Well, I got a 50-50 chance of being right. We'll wait it out here. And here we go with more of the back and forth. Wow, what a tight range we've got going right now. So I think Keith was right. They're probably waiting on the consumer confidence report, which should be out here in a couple minutes time. Everything dead neutral. Look, the Bollinger Sweet neutral, the filter breaking up quite a bit. The trading band here on the Eagle dead neutral. And I'm sure this is true here for all the other tools as well. Oh yeah, look at the Hawk. The Hawk, all those yellow bars. The Raptor, very, very neutral. All right, let's see. Let's see which way they choose to go, if they choose to go, or are we just going to have more of the same? Well, maybe a little more activity. Well, for a second I thought the bar was moving faster, but maybe not. It's always tempting when you have the sideways trading range to try to trade the first breakout, but as we've seen with trailing stops, very often the first breakout gets tested, or the first swing gets tested. Breaking the second one requires a little bit more from the market. A little bit more commitment wise. Great question from Joe. Joe's asking, what do you think about the micros coming out? Now, for those of you who haven't heard, the E-mini, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the Dow are going to have micro contracts that are a tenth of the original contract size. Micros, well, first off, we're going to have to see what kind of volume they have. If the volume is there, the micros add another layer of flexibility for you as a trader. What I mean by that is here in the NASDAQ or the S&P or the Russell or the Dow, your contract size is set. Typically, a lot of times in the room, you'll see me trade single contracts. People ask, why do you trade singles? Well, mostly because single contracts, it's the lowest common denominator. Right? Regardless of your account size, you're trading a single contract. The micros, because they're a tenth of the size, and if you're trading a smaller account, may allow you to cut that in half. So rather than struggle to trade a single contract on the NASDAQ, you could trade 5 micro contracts, which would be half the size of the full NASDAQ contract. So it does add a little extra layer of flexibility. It will also allow you to keep a reasonable stop. You know, if you're trading the full contract and you're looking at this trade and your stop has to be somewhere around here, while with the micro, you may be able to keep your stop up here. But I think volume will be hugely important. The danger with things like the micros is if you're just trading one micro contract, don't bother, because the commissions will eat you alive. Either that, or you're going to have to look at, you know, trading a daily type where you're looking to take advantage of a move like this, you know, a move that takes a week or 2 or 3 to develop. You could make money with a micro that way, but if you're trading single lots on a micro day trading, I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult to make money. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of participation they get. Well, not a very good follow through on that breakout. No follow through at all. I'm going to get tagged out here. There we go.
Order canceled.
Yeah, trading range. Well, that's a bit of a stinger. Let's put that away. We're back now at the highs of the morning, the top end of the trading range. What I would like to see, this is the morning high. Here's the overnight high. I would like to see a little bit of a reaction here. Well, there's one bar, almost. Well, here we go. Here's the pullback now to the hard edge. Makes you wonder about that recent move higher. All right, well, here we are. Still with the back and forth. We may not see a breakout from this range here today. I'm really starting to wonder. I need to close the trading room at the bottom of the hour, so I don't feel so bad about it now. But yeah, the consumer confidence report didn't do a whole lot. The problem with days like today is you feel like you need to be doing something as a trader, and yet without any discernible direction, it's going to be really difficult to get a good trade. Yeah, we might get lucky. We might catch one of these swings. You're going to have to catch the swings early. Like here we have a first micro macro cross attempting to build to the short side. The yellow bars has spoiled that. Okay, it's kind of a mishmash of a first micro macro cross, but there you go. See, this is what I mean about having to get the signal early. You have to decide really, really quick, okay, am I going to let that one go? Is this the first micro macro cross now? And even here, okay, the Falcon producing a trend change signal. With a second push opportunity.
Order pending.
So there's the signal. There's the bar that reversed on the signal. This now if the market continues lower, this would be the second push opportunity on this signal. But again, we're right in the middle of this sideways trading range. So it's a crapshoot. It really is. You can see 7,800, a very popular number. We're not moving very far off 7,800, either higher or lower. And now the Bollinger Suite also out of sync. I'm going to leave this trade on. If you're looking for a trade to mirror, I don't know if this is going to be it. It is a signal. The market's swinging. It looks like we're retesting recent swing highs and lows. So I suppose there's a chance that we'll try to retest the swing low down here.
Order filled.
All right, well, here we go. Let's see whether or not we get some downside momentum now and a possible retest of the low, or if the market's just gonna keep going sideways. I'm using the crest here in the trend line as my stop or initial stop placement. If this bar finishes lower, I'm going to bring my stops down to break even, or at the very least above the high of this bar. You can see there's some bullishness here. The buyers are trying to rally it up at this point. Come on. Give me a couple of bear bars and I will roll my stops up in a hurry. Okay, there's one. Oh, come on, give me another bear bar, you stinkers. They're thinking about it. Okay, come on, there's one. Come on, you. Oh, it's a G-rated room. All right, I've had enough. Let's take it to break even. If they go, they go. If they don't, I'll have another break even. Oh, look at that. See, all he had to do is threaten it a little bit.
Order filled.
Oh, hooray.
Order canceled.
Whew. Wow. Not quite sure what sparked that little flurry. but at least got a little bit of money back from that earlier loss. So now, with my trading quota, I've made 2 trades. I'm still in the red, however, so I would be, if I'm using a 3-trade quota on the day, or even if I was using a 2-day quota on the day, I've done my 2 trades, I'm still in the red. So I would be looking for another trading opportunities. I'm trying to get out of the red into the black. It doesn't matter how much I'm in the black, $50, $100. So long as I'm in the black, then my trading day is done once my trade quota has been met. You do need to balance that, however, with your ouch point, your point where you say, no, the market's just not cooperating today, or I don't have a good sense of what's going on. It's costing me money. And that can be either a dollar amount, might be $500, might be $2,500, or it can be a percentage of your account. Typically, a 5% drawdown on a day is enough for you to reconsider trading that day, that perhaps you should stop trading and go do something else for a while. A 5% drawdown is usually something you can recover from within a couple of days, and it's not going to wipe out your account. But it is important, like I said, to have that limit where you say, okay, enough is enough. And like I say, it can be a personal dollar amount, something that makes you uncomfortable, or a percentage of your capital. So though that Falcon signal we took, that trend change signal, coincided with a couple of number 2 signals here on the Raptor, and a number 3 signal, or pardon me, a number 1 signal right behind those. So it's starting to look like the market is going to be a little bit more bearish today than bullish. That's a very strong move. We're still not outside this trading range though, as you can see, but we are challenging, or getting close to challenging, the low of the morning. When we get down here or anywhere near here, expect a little bit of a pushback. This is where the buyers got very busy. So we may finally see our breakout. And what I would like to see on the Eagle at least is 2 bullish bars. That will give me a level which I can place my short order below. Now here's one reverse bar. All right, folks, I'm going to have to close up the room here shortly. What I would be looking for is another bull bar, and then I would throw my order to sell in below here. So let's say this becomes a bullish bar, and let's say we actually get 3 bull bars. And once I get 2 bear bars, I will throw a buy order above here. That's essentially going to put the market in a bit of a bind. All right, so I have the orders, the 2 bull bars. So that's my breakout.
Order pending.
What we're witnessing now is the retest of the breakout. We're looking to see, is there support for the sellers? If there is support for the sellers, then this should develop into another move lower. Remember, breakouts typically have 2 moves in the direction of the breakout. So there's move 1. We're looking for move number 2 right now. Don't know if it's going to be a big one or a little one, but that's what we're on the lookout for. If it is a big one, well, we've already got our order and we're waiting for it. If it's a little one, well, we'll catch it on the reverse. That's the plan anyway. All right, gang, I will see you again tomorrow. Be careful out there. It's a funny kind of day today. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.